back in Portland, heading down to San Francisco for the week, and should be meeting up here with Chris and Alex somewhere. Chris and Alex, my two co-founders here, meeting up in San Francisco for an event, and I meet up with my coach Dan Martell too. So really pumped about the people that we're going to be connecting with. Word is we're going to be visiting $2 billion startups and the founders who started them, so I'm pumped about that. But I'm going to grab something to eat, hit the airplane, get in San Francisco, get settled in, and excited about the week.
The dynamics with hiring a guy to film, it's been good. The hardest thing is, like, I've always been the guy behind the camera majority of the time, and I had to let go a little bit of the control, and that, like taking ownership and making sure that I set him up right was a hard thing for me, because it's like, I'm usually like, all right, if it's not going the way I want, like, okay, let me just take this over and I'll do it. So I struggled with that. And that was kind of one of those reality checks where can't, if something's not going right, it's not that other person's fault, it was mine, because I didn't like drive directive on it and kind of set a path for them to be successful a little bit. So
at Cathedral, we're in a period of growth on our customer side. Part of what I've been able to do is attract leaders to the organization. And so we have a practice, what we call them study groups, is where we gather, at this point, close to 30 different businesses that are all in the automotive leasing or automotive rental space. These groups get together and they share their financial information so they can benchmark and see how they're doing across a national kind of perspective. And so this was a program that I was excited to learn about when I bought Cathedral, and I had a chance to visit some of the meetings, and I saw the good work that we were doing, but I also saw the next level that we could take it, and I knew that it couldn't just be something we were doing in addition to the other things we were doing with the people we had. We actually needed a focused leader, and so it was great to have Doug Moore join us earlier this year, and he's doing a great job. And now we're starting to get him the resources he needs so he can run that as a profit center. And as before, we had kind of fallen into this mode where everybody was doing everything, and it made it really hard to tell where we were winning and where we were losing. And so now to have a leader with resources and budgets and measure that financially, it helps us to say, all right, how are we doing financially? How are we doing with our standards of excellence? Who's accountable for what? And I like to say, if everybody's doing it, then often what that really means is nobody's doing it. If everybody's trying, it gets really blurry. But to have clear lanes, this is what success looks like. This is what I need from you. What do you need from me? It's just a better environment to work in. So it's been great to attract some leaders. And I've been focusing more on telecom. I've spent 25 years in the telecom industry, and I've spent the last year and a half really building Cathedral. And now I've kind of given myself permission, and my team has given me permission to say, take what Cathedral does plus what you bring to the table, and let's bring that to the telecom space. And so it's been fun for me. I've had some speaking engagements, I've had some coaching engagements, a fair amount of mergers and acquisitions activity now where our clients and our prospective clients are saying, hey, I would like to consider selling my business or handing it off to the next generation. And those are perfect opportunities for Cathedral, because we're very, very good at helping those businesses in that kind of $3 to $30 million range build value and then also realize that value as they sell their business or seek to scale it.
Man, it's been a whirlwind last few days. I had Carrot Camp last week, which was amazing. Having just crazy awesome people in our office, clients in our office, and getting text messages from them about the impact we're having.
It just makes me smile. Like, I love it. That makes all the stuff we're doing in business worth it. Even the times when we're not sure if we're doing the right things, and the times when we feel like we're having fits and starts and not being able to crack through that plateau that we've been in the last few months. But I'm seeing some amazing, not just signs, we're actually seeing progress and cracking through that ceiling, which is awesome. And I'm down in San Francisco right now, actually, at the W Hotel. Salesforce is setting up Dreamforce 2018 right now down there as we speak. That's next week. But it's just such a cool place to be in like the hub of startups, the hub of SaaS, the hub of software. And then having Chris and Alex on my team here with me as well this week, it was just awesome being able to really dig into some of the things we need to do that are holding us back.
Thinking back on the journey with Carrot, so we're in the 5th year right now, and I did a podcast on this recently where I talk about the different ceilings we've hit, right? It could be ceilings in revenue, it could be ceilings in productivity, it could be where you feel like you're walking in the mud. Whatever it is, there's always these times where you seem like you're slowing down. We've hit like 5 or 6 of them. The first one was like going from just me and my co-founder and maybe a couple other people to help with things. So if you're in that phase where you're a solo entrepreneur or you've got a partner and you're adding in maybe a couple of VAs or people to help with stuff, an issue you're gonna find there is like, oh my gosh, I had to find these people to do this work for me because I'm so busy I can't get my important work done. There's always 2 things that unlock this, like the same 2 things unlock this every single time. Or in these plateaus, it was always a communication addition or change and a process addition or change every time.
And so what we're going through right now, with 23 plus people and really cracking through that $500,000 a month mark and marching towards $750,000 a month and getting over that $10 million a year magical number, which is gonna be crazy exciting for a small town company in Roseburg, Oregon, doing that. A software company, like, you shouldn't have this kind of business in Roseburg, but we're building it and we're gonna make it happen. But it's really, we're changing 2 things. We're changing the communication cadence in our company, and we're putting what's called scorecards in place. I'm crazy excited about that. It's already helping to gain clarity and help people know how they can win, because when they know how they can win, it's they actually want to go out there and win. They actually know the path to help them win.
When we were in Jeff Lawson's office from Twilio, the CEO of Twilio, like a $4 billion public company, I think, is he said that they borrowed because we asked him a question, like, how do you create alignment in 1,400 employees when we're having a tough time doing it with like 24, There he wrote BPM, and it's an acronym for big picture, priorities, and metrics. And so he said they adopted theirs from like Salesforce. Salesforce has what they call the V2 MOM. V twice and then MOM. It's vision, values, methods, obstacles, metrics. You can look at other companies who they've all got these little acronyms for how they create alignment within the organization. We had processes for how you do planning. The problem was we didn't have a way that everyone could latch on that was baked into the culture to where they knew every quarter, this is how I get clarity. So we literally this week we implemented what we're calling the V2 ROM. Like, we're already using rocks, so we replaced methods with rocks. And we tried this yesterday with our marketing team, and they're like, this is the best clarity I've ever seen. I wrote the first V2 ROM for the company for the rest of the quarter, and then I wrote one for the growth team. And then we trickled that out to the team. We said, okay, now here's your guidance for the quarter. You guys create yours. What's your vision for the quarter for you? And they did it, dude, and they were excited about it, and it happened. So I feel like we're like on the precipice now of finally closing that loop.